Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your December 2018 mid-month general reading. Thanks for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. Thanks always for all your support, feedback, and comments, subscribes, likes, shares. Thanks to all of my clients out there, regular and new, for keeping me so busy, always keeping me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. It's an honor and a pleasure. Thank you. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you've never read with me before, you've forgotten the information, you can get more info and contact details by either going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on that little About button there, or you can click on the description bar of any of the videos I post. Please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. Turnaround time is usually pretty good too, as I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. But during the holidays, of course, the sooner booked the better. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life of all different types and lengths. And cost as well. So if you're interested, send me an email. We'll go from there. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That link is also provided. And that's good for particularly for fast answers to the quicker, easier questions. I do offer a variety of packages there too, but for the more complicated, intensive issues, the conventional readings are probably best, because that's more of a fast answer, fast question, fast answer sort of thing. But anyway, a few different things for you to choose from. Okay, let's move right into this. This reading is for Pisces for December 2018 mid-month. So we're looking at the last half of the month, last couple of weeks. So let's see what's in store for Pisces for the remainder of December 2018. Okay, Pisces, we begin with the Six of Swords, clarified and accompanied by the Two of Wands. We have the Ten of Wands, followed by the High Priestess. Your first reading's coming back to me. Your overall energy and guidance for the month is the Eight of Cups. So, Pisces, you had this in your December, at the beginning of the month readings for the overall look at the month. You had this in your spread, with new beginnings being your overall energy. So the Eight of Cups, you had this in terms of speaking your truth, even if it meant that you had to walk away from something. And it looks like the overall energy for the two of you, but because I feel like it was for a partnership, whether that's a work partnership, friend, probably more personal, like romantic or friends or family. But there was a question on whether speaking your truth was going to, there was going to be a leaving something behind, because it was never going to be what you wanted. It was a lack of fulfillment. So, and that's your overall energy, focus, and guidance for the last half of December. So it's a continuation of that. But I really like the progression here, because we have so some of you, I think perhaps a lot of you will be leaving something behind, a relationship, a partnership, or a situation of some kind where the giving and receiving was not equal. It wasn't equitable, which means that that partnership, that relationship, that job, whatever it was, is, you weren't being able to give and receive in an equitable relationship, so that means that the relationship is out of balance. So I think a lot of you are leaving whatever this is behind, this relationship or situation behind, because it's just not going to be what you need, what's best. Either one of you or both of you can't be what the other person wants to be, regardless of the nature of the relationship or partnership. So we have healing energy here. The Six of Swords speaks of moving away from a troubled, turbulent time. If you could see the water behind the boat that she's moving away from, it would be choppy and wavy and foamy and turbulent. You can see she's moving into waters which are more peaceful, placid, serene, calmer. It's a card of peace, healing, and restoration. Now, healing, particularly in the initial healing phase, still has its kind of painful days, with maybe breakups or surgery. The first part of the healing period, you have good days, good times, bad times. But as the healing progresses, those difficult times, the distance in between them gets longer and longer, and you're able to deal with it a little bit better, because I remember in your overall reading, you did have the Three of Swords, which could represent breakup or just, dealing with, emotional pain. So the Six of Swords is definitely healing. It's transitional, meaning you've left the worst behind you. whatever the source of the pain was. You're not quite to the other shore and on solid ground yet, but you are definitely moving through this. It's a quiet, peaceful, healing energy. And what clarifies it is this Two of Wands. This is a card about looking down the road and trying to figure out what you want long term. It represents being at a crossroads and trying to pick a path. The key to choosing the right path in the energy of the Two of Wands is making that choice based on what you want down the road, what your long-term vision is. So for example, for those of you for whom the situation in your life is a, romantic or very close relationship, you spoke your truth, even though it may have been difficult and scary for you to do so. Look, this relationship isn't even. I'm giving this, but I'm not getting enough back, and I'm depleted, or vice versa. And maybe the two of you just agree that you might care about each other or love each other, but it just isn't enough for both people to put in the work that needs to be an equal balanced relationship. And you spoke your truth, and it may have put you in a position where you had to make the decision to leave it behind because, in order to have the kind of relationship down the road that is truly beautiful and good for you. And the Two of Wands represents making a decision to go down a path based on what's at the end of that path, what your long-term vision and goal is. So there's peace and healing here about what you really want long-term. And I feel like if this was an imbalanced, really close relationship like that, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or best friend, or close family, you're leaving it behind not because it doesn't hurt you, but because you recognize the truth that this was never going to be what you needed it to be. And so that relationship always had this element of pain for you, and you've made the decision to move away from that, and you have put yourself in a healing path because of what lies down the road. Again, it could be a job work situation. I don't feel like all of you are going to be leaving this behind, whatever this was behind you, but I feel like many of you are going to be making this choice to do that. Or at the very least, speaking your truth. And I think because I saw that there was a smaller portion of you that were going to continue together in this partnership, but this truth needed to come out, and there needed to be this realistic, commitment moving forward to do what it takes to continue. But I think a lot of you are leaving something behind. Now, at or towards the end of December 2018, your energy in the first reading, you ended it, even though there was some emotional pain with that Three of Swords, you also had the Three of Cups, which was socializing, connecting, feeling good with friends, family, your community, your close community too, which was helping you, particularly towards the end of the month and the holiday season too, Christmas and New Year's. And we have a similar sort of energy here too for the end of the month. Again, the end of December, we have the Ten of Wands, clarified by the High Priestess. So the Ten of Wands is a burden coming to an end, and it's been a heavy burden. Tens again represent cycles ending, something coming to an end, and this has been a burden, a long-standing burden or challenge. Feeling overwhelmed, feeling like you're just shouldering all this stuff, and he's alone. There's nobody helping him with this, but it's at an end. It's the cycle is ending. It has ended, is ending. Why? Because you have the High Priestess in the upright. You are following your intuition. You are following divine guidance. You're following message of spirit and your spirit as well. This is paying attention to dreams, knowledge, truth, repeating things, and using your intuition and allowing that to guide you. This burden, this cycle is coming to an end because you listened to what your truth was and you spoke your truth. And even though for many of you that may have meant leaving something behind, which carries a certain amount of pain and nostalgia, you're making the right decision. You're definitely leaping up to another stage in your growth as a human being, because it's meant to lead you to a place of true joy and fulfillment, because what spirit really wants that for you. God's spirit, your angels, guides want you to be on a path of joy and fulfillment. So even though there may need to be a painful ending or separation in order to achieve that, this is what you have done. And because in the last reading you were the Page of Knights, speaking your truth, just starting out, maybe shaking, but you're speaking your truth. So, and you listen to that, and because of that, this cycle is ending, and this pain is going to be ending with it as you continue to move through the healing phase. Let's see what the very next card would have been. I sometimes like to pull some additional cards now when a reading. I mean, it's a good reading. It's actually a great reading, but healing does imply some pain too. So let's just see what the very next piece of energy would be. the Knight of Swords. You know, it's interesting because you showed up as the Page of Swords speaking your truth. And I felt in that reading, Pisces, that you were moving up a level, up a grade because of this, you know, maybe in a way that you've never been able to do before. And here you are showing up as a knight, you know, page, knight, queen, king. So definitely moving up. You are definitely embracing your truth, totally raising it high in the air. So let's take a look at maybe just pulling a few more cards about just a little ways further into the future on this mindful path. A mindful path meaning, you know, taking the advice and doing the advice that Spirit gives. What's the highest potential outcome? Wow. Wheel of Fortune in the upright and the Nine of Cups. Divine timing and orchestration coming in here. A stroke of good luck, of good fortune, and the wish fulfillment card. Your cups overflowing. So this could play out a few different ways too. For some of you, I feel like it's kind of, you know, I feel like for some of you, because you've done this, you've sent a message to yourself, to other people, and to Spirit. I want what's best, even if it costs me this right now in the short term. I'm sacrificing this one thing so I can have this great thing here. And Spirit is meeting and matching that a little ways down the road with maybe a beautiful new relationship, the right kind for you. Or for some of you, if you left a relationship or situation behind, particularly personal ones, it could be that you're speaking this truth and, you know, leaving it behind was what, because this could be reconciliation too, was what the other person needed that time with you out of their lives, or vice versa, to go, you know, I see now. And there's a coming back together too. I feel like the reconciliation is a smaller portion of you. But I feel like it is the case for some of you. And I think for a larger portion of you, because we saw that you had new beginnings after this in the last reading, Spirit is, I almost want to say rewarding you, but I don't feel like God, Spirit, angels, and guides are scorekeepers. I don't believe that. So, but it's kind of like a reward, meaning that you're putting something in, and this is what you're getting back, and it's beautiful. I mean, who wouldn't want the Wheel of Fortune, the upright, and the wish fulfillment card? Your cups overflowing with abundance. So beautiful, beautiful reading, Pisces. Happy to bring it to you. So that pretty much wraps up your December 2018 mid-month reading. I hope you found it helpful. Again, if any of you are interested in a more personal one-on-one reading with me, send me an email at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. During the holiday season, the sooner booked the better. But turnaround time is usually pretty good because I do readings full time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. So send me an email, and we'll see. We'll get something set up for you. I do love and romance, of course, relationship compatibility charting, reconciliation potential. I do career, work, and finance readings and investment readings as well. And I also do 6 and 12-month overviews, which seem to be very popular this time of year, although you can do them any time of the year. They just take a look at what's coming in all the main areas of your life over a 6 or 12-month period, depending on how far ahead you want to look. But a lot of people seem to like to order those, you know, in the last part of the year, December and January, because they want to take a look ahead at the new year as we're transitioning out of the old year. So something to consider. And gift readings as well, personal readings for friends, family, and loved ones. So a few different choices there for those of you who are interested. So I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the very first reading of the brand new year, January 2019. Have a blessed holiday season, Pisces, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.